cast together before.
We have.
This isn't our first time.
It is not.
We're seasoned veterans now.
Indeed.
I wish I was a part of that conversation about Napster.
I know. I was listening, and when Mira was like, I used to use LimeWire, I was like, finally.
I mean, LimeWire wasn't that far away from Napster. It was
No,
like
it
a year
wasn't.
later. It was
Yeah.
like, and then Kazaa. Do you remember Kazaa?
Right.
Yeah,
The
good
tricky
times.
part with LimeWire was that you couldn't do any kind of examination of the file before downloading it. So you download something thinking it was one thing, and it never was. It was always something.
A virus.
Something smutty.
Yes, or a virus.
Or a virus.
That was a good way to get a virus back in the day.
Of course, back in my day, when we wanted to listen to music, we turned on the gramophone,
Oh, goodness.
and we would crank it. I say, listen to this wonderful new tune.
Did you ever have an A-track?
No, I'm not that old. But
I thought that was the 80s, though.
no, that was
Was it?
more of a 70s
Oh, was it?
thing.
That was even early. Oh, Stonebank. He's going to take a concoction, and he is going to take a death, but a nice bushwhack.
Good.
Doesn't really matter. First blood goes the way of the cut.
First blood.
And,
Windbreaker
okay,
gets
I'll admit
first.
something, Pyrian. We got some stuff wrong last game. Okay.
What did you get wrong?
The match is very important
Oh, yes.
for both sides.
Yes.
Because if the Felt do win, then there's a three-way tie.
Three-way tie for relegation, yeah.
So, my mistake, I apologize. And the Felt, hey, they got their first win. I had zero faith, as was probably evident last game.
Right.
But they look good.
Because I asked when I got here, obviously you guys have been here the whole time. Actually, have you been here the whole time, the
No.
whole 5 weeks? Okay, but you know, I was asking these guys who've been here a long time. And they were all saying like, oh no, it basically doesn't mean anything. Like that was the gist that I got. But they obviously hadn't looked into it.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a mistake on
Yeah.
our part.
Well, we own our mistakes. That's the way. That's the best way to live life. You make a
That's
mistake,
true.
that's fine. You own it.
And
That's
we
it.
can try to be a little bit more positive, myself included. So I'm going to say that Felt are actually undefeated since you've been here. I
Thank you. Yes, indeed.
believe that is true.
I thought maybe some lucky charm for them.
Indeed.
Oh, that curry, a nice
Oh, that
juke.
is a nice juke. Goodness gracious. So the Felt, they...
He's going to kill it anyway? No. Oh, he crossed out of it. Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Eventually ends up dropping. That's a very big shame.
I call that a demi-juke. Where
Demi? Not semi?
No, it's like a demi-juke. It's like part of a juke.
That's what semi means.
Yeah,
Demi
but-
sounds like it's... Isn't that like a demi-gorgon?
Well, there's a demigod, which is not a full god, right?
So it's a partial god.
Yeah.
So what's a semi-god? Is that a thing?
I don't want to say.
That's interesting. I'm going to have to look up these definitions. Aframush taking a lot of damage. Stonebank playing the PA, as he does have another dagger, and it looks like that Fairy Fire ends up being wasted. Rajix gets off a concoction, but not much else to follow. What do you think of PA? Because Tiro has not been picked. Very unusual
Yeah,
pick.
I think so. As far as I understand it, and obviously I could well be wrong, she farms for shit without a Battle Fury, right?
That's correct.
And one of the issues is, I mean, Kezu was raging at the Battle Fury pickup that we saw earlier today on oh gosh, which hero was it? Ursa went Battle Fury,
Okay.
and it was not good. So the issue is, have you built a team that can buy you the time to, first of all, farm a Battle Fury in a slow farming hero? So you need a lane that goes well enough that you can get a Battle Fury with good timing. You also need time to then make the Battle Fury essentially pay for itself and enable you to get your next item. So
Yep.
the thing is, if you get Battle Fury and then Deso BKB, you can just start blowing heroes up. The issue that they're going to have is, of course, Wind Ranger has that evasion, so you're going to have to think about that. And Bristleback, the thing is, with Bristleback, it's actually pretty good because the Fan of Knives has break, right? So that's a nice counter to Bristleback right there.
Very true.
For just a snip at 1,500 quid. But will they get there? That's the thing. PA does need a few items. She does need a bit of time. And I feel like without that Battle Fury, the hero just does not farm. Like, you think about all these other melee heroes get something to help them. Right? You've got Sven has cleave. That helps.
Built in, yes.
Wraith King has the little skelly boys. They'll go out in there and farm for you. They're pretty good. They can even take buildings. Like,
And-
they're even useful in a fight.
And a crit on a cooldown, right?
Right, and for a long time, I would when I would go to events, I would hang out with the beta testing guys. You know the guys.
Yep.
Top lads, very funny. All they talk about is Dota, and they knew that as he was then, Skeleton King was like my guy, and was like my whole avatar and everything is based off
Did they
him.
ask you advice?
They would say, Björn, what do you think, because they're German, what do you think we should do with the Skeleton King? Because he has not been picked, but we like that he only has the one button, so he is good for noobs like you. And I was
That is such a good accent, actually.
well, I'm sure Germans will say, we don't sound anything like this. This is ludicrous.
Yep, Scourge gets the kill. Not to interrupt you.
Oh, no, please do.
Pops the wand. Looks like he'll walk away, though. Go ahead.
I'm just going to fill the downtime
with these stories.
And then you jump in when something happens.
By all means, this is very interesting.
So they said, like, we want to do something because the issue that he had, and one of the reasons that he wasn't picked a lot was because he essentially couldn't farm for shit.
Yeah.
And you would just pick another hero that could.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to have to get a Battle Fury on bloody Wraith King, right? So it's like, what do you do? So when they finally came up with the solution, I was like, wow, they did it. And do you remember they messed around with a few other things? He had some other stuff, like you could toggle his crit or something like that. If you remember those days.
It used to be CK crit. They flip-flopped them.
Right.
Like literally just put one on the other. As Stonebank looking for the kill on Ryjix. He pops the wand.
Dagger kill. Dagger kill.
Dagger in 1 second. Will he get vision?
Oh, nice.
Bushwhack. And the last dagger finishes him off. Continue with your story, please. Wait, hold on. We're going to see another kill. This time it's on Wake Me Up mid lane.
So it's funny, earlier today, the guys were talking that when they picked Puck, which of course a lot of teams have been doing early, I think they picked it in the, I want to say second phase. I think they went Bristle Snap. And then I think, what did they go Bristle Snap? I want to say they went Bristle Snap, then Alk, Puck, and then Wendy lost? I can't remember. Anyway, it was something like that.
So anyway, back to this Wraith King, though.
Okay, yeah, so I was just going to say Void Spirit is like one of those heroes you really don't like playing against his Puck. And there were a few reasons. First of all, the silence, obviously. But the main thing is when you phase shift, he can put down the Remnant. And you come out and you're caught. And it's like a lot of stuns, he's going to get time to blink or he's going to get time to do something. Not so fast, young Puckford.
This is true.
So anyway, so they were talking, what can we do, what can we do? I am not going to claim that I came up with the idea.
Why not?
Because I didn't, and it wouldn't be fair. But I was like, you've got to give him something. Like, he needs something. And they were like, what if he had skeletons? I was like, wow.
Oh, you actually heard the idea before?
No. But they would brainstorm all kinds of things. What can we do with hero? What can we do with hero?
Right.
And I would listen in, and some of the ideas were appalling, and obviously they never went through. But that's how you do it. You know, they come up with ideas and they test it out, and they're like, actually, this works and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten first-hand experience trying to do that myself as well, and
with the horse. Oh,
got the shackle on it too. Ryjix is super dead though.
That was a nice shackle.
Gonna get the kill for Soldier. But back to the Battle Fury is interesting because I think the one hero in the entire game that 100% has to buy it, and they tried to get away from it with the Diffusal Blade, was Anti-Mage. Like, PA is definitely like a top 5 hero for Battle Fury, but there are games where Deso BKB is the right choice.
I mean, if you've got a team that's gonna come fight really early, and I think the enemy team, the key decision that I would guess was, am I going to have to fight their carry who can farm? And, you know, will he go and take his time farming? And I basically can't just go Deso BKB and keep up. Because if I don't have a farming item, if I can't shove waves, we're going to be in big trouble. And I'm never going to catch up. Now look at this stack.
This is quite the stack. Actually, both sides. Ryjix on the other side is taking out a decently sized stack on the Alchemist, and Scourge McDuck over here.
I mean, Anti-Mage, I think...
Uh-oh. We got the Bushwhack.
This is trouble for this.
Get the concoction off, but Stonebank is very active early.
She really is active here.
And she is going for the Battle Fury, as we're going to see the Shackle connect into the power shot, but I don't think they have much else other than the coil just in range. And it looks like he's resigned to his death here. It does pop the blur, though. Gets silenced after the fact. Gets a little bit of evasion, but he does fall shortly after that Phantom Strike.
Oh, that would have been so pog.
No Shackle this time as Shaggy is dying to the creep. Has to pop his Fairy Fire. He's actually ticking a little bit low thanks to the damage over time from that new Ancient. Looks like he is A-okay, though.
I wonder if, you know, if your lane's going well as PA and you're able to get a few kills, maybe you're thinking like, I'll get the Battle Fury. What?
That was a Bushwhack in midair. Wow. I didn't know about that. Okay.
It looked like it created a sort of extra tree branch to wrap her around. That was something else.
So, net worth relatively even, but you can see the fact that PA is top net worth in the game right now.
It's these early kills have really helped, and well on the way.
And the panel brought it up. Obviously, Stonebank has not played with him all season, but he has looked amazing today.
Yes.
He has been certainly the difference maker. And he's halfway to his Battle Fury.
So, who was Stonebank before? I mean, Stonebank plays regularly for another team and is just standing in, or do you think they're thinking, we could get this guy?
I don't remember. I've definitely cast him before. I don't remember what team. Maybe it's Div 2. I'm not... Actually, I don't know if you're allowed to do that. So, probably not on a team right now.
Okay.
As we see the instant replay here.
I don't know what we're instant replaying this.
Wait, the Bushwhack range. Wow. That is true.
Oh.
That range is absurd.
Yeah.
These new heroes, the global range on everything.
Oh, God. The new heroes are... Every single one of them is a pain in the ass.
Well, Coil onto Hoodwink, one of the new heroes. As we see the concoction come out as well. And will be used to take out Shoes pretty swiftly. And they're going to chase off Wake Me Up. Trying to buy cover in the trees. Is going to get the toss off, but has very little mana. Lose your orb will scout him, and that should spell the end of him. Felt. And this is I mean, they've given like all these heroes in the game like very slowly but surely farming capabilities, right? Like even like Bane and Dazzle now have some ways to farm. PA's kind of, which is why she gets Battle Fury mostly because it's not that effective, is the Blur.
Yeah, the Blur being able to farm, that does matter. And of course, you know, it gives her some way to farm these big creeps. I think it's good. I think it makes sense.
But oh my god, Scourge McDuck.
I love that name.
This guy loves playing this hero. And he, oh my god, this is a lot. Okay, he's 4,900 net worth right now. Let's see how much this catapults him. This is absolutely massive. And he already has his Vanguard, which helps him take this, obviously, and is on his way to his Aghanim Scepters. We're going to see the Avatos, top lane, Wake Me Up. He's going to force out the Chemical Rage from Ryjek, who's just going to get the hell out of there and leave Jubei to his death. All right, Scourge, top net worth now.
Yep.
And halfway to an Ags already.
Yeah, scary. I thought the Alk was going to get it for him, but that was what the Yi panel supposed.
Yeah,
but
Azor looks like he's going to fall here. I mean, I always secretly hope that the Alchemist games, they're going to buy Ags right away. It never happens.
No.
I feel like, which is sad. Looks like he is going for the Radiance build.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Radiance straight into Ags. Maybe.
Maybe.
Avalanche, toss back with the Aether Remnant. Make him face him. But
oh my.
Yeah, they're actually just turning this around.
Yeah.
And Solji will drop.
I mean, the thing is, Bristle and Alk and Snap, they're pretty, that's a beefy trio right there. Like that is not the easiest to kill. I think that's actually kind of what's going to help them survive if PA gets there, is that the break will obviously affect them, and I think Alk is probably, that burst is your best bet. But
it's not just the break. I'm going to hold that thought. Coil, this is going to be the second death in a row for the Timbersaw if he's not careful. He's going to actually snap that coil and die shortly after.
It's really, you do not want your early Timbersaw game to be spent on the bench recovering from death very often. You want that early game uncontestable.
Actually hits 2. The silence onto the tiny sharpshooter from afar deletes Afro.
Nice
Wake
shot.
Me Up, toss back into the Remnant. He's going to die though, so it's a 1-for-1. But back to, I mean, we don't get to see PA, so it's always an interesting conversation. But the Shard, like you said, breaks, but it's also HP percentage damage.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
Exceptionally good against any strength hero, really, which Snapfire is also strength, so 3 strength on the side of the cut.
Yeah.
And I believe the Battle Fury is on the way now. For Stonebank.
Looks like it. There it is.
1240.
1240 is pretty bloody good, in all honesty.
With Tread's Wand, I'd say it's 3 minutes faster.
That is crazy.
That's really good. As he's just going to go farm this one more stack on the Ancient Camp here. Stonebank's going to be very happy to see this.
I'm really intrigued to see how this PA does, because I'm sure there are some garbage players out there watching this like me who are like, oh god, not PA. As a support, your worst nightmare.
Yeah, there is a smoke though from the cut. Doesn't look like they'll get here in time for the Ancient stack though.
But if they've predicted the timing of when, like they're like, she's close, we should smoke now and go get her.
Yeah, but they're going to focus on
This Void
Solji
is really
instead.
proven hard to kill.
He actually dodges several spells there, and here comes the Avalanche onto 2. Shaggy looks like he's going to get out, so no toss this time from Wake Me Up, as Zor wants to get some revenge.
God.
For his past 2 deaths. Not going to find it, though.
That was some top-tier juking right there.
But while this is happening, I mean, this is an off-lane Alchemist. He's going to have this Radiance at a pretty decent time.
Oh, and they've smoked in return.
Yeah, this would be a big kill if they find Rygix, but no, he's going to TP to safety.
But they're coming down here where the PA is, which is, I think, the right thing to do. She's actually going to go Battle Fury BKB.
Yep, Battle Fury, I mean, yeah, typically it would be a Desto, but it sounds like they want to align with certain... I mean, they know that Bristol's going to be fighting relatively early, right?
I think this BKB, is this presumably then to buy her the time she needs to then go and get things like Desto? Because if you don't, they're just going to hunt you down and that's your ass.
Yeah. I would assume it's going to be them trying to fight, but we'll see. At the very least, it'll allow her to
oh, nice
stay
catch.
alive. And Felt are going to dodge this little skirmish here. So 2K lead for the cut, but this is with an Alchemist, but it is an off-lane Alchemist, so it's really impossible to tell
yeah.
how even this game is, but it feels pretty even.
It's nice to hear you say skirmish and not squirmish, because I'm pretty sure gods used to say squirmish.
Squirmish?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Like consistently or once?
No, he would say squirmish.
You know, what triggers me is when people say melee.
I hate it. I hate melee. He was a melee sayer as well. That's why I don't like him.
Well, good to know. As you can see, Bristle is a melee hero.
He would say squirmish.
Squirmish.
Quite the skirmish here between these boys.
Yeah, I used to be able to do an Australian accent. I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's hard.
It just turns into British. British is the most, I feel, the best accent, probably.
Oh,
outside of Indian. Indian's the best accent by far. But
it is a wonderful accent.
You're not allowed to do that one.
No.
As Scourge is going to try to take some of the creeps out of PA, but looks like Scourge is going to find some pressure. Thanks to Zor and company. Gets this Chakram off the coil onto 2. Will the PA want to fight? The Sharpshooter actually breaks the coil, so that spells the doom for Shu. As Solji and company trying to focus on the Shaggy, he's going to get the orb off. And they might be able to get out.
Whoa.
Oh, they lose one, and Shaggy, one more right click from Stonebank, who actually came from the south, and now they're focusing on Scourge McDuck, the Astral Step. It's going to be there. And Rygix now trying to take out Solji, but he has to redirect to try to avoid this Aether Remnant, and that is going to spell the doom for him as well, although he is regening quite nicely. But this is against a Timber Saw. Oh, man. Triple concoction. And finally he goes down to the Whirling Death. 4 dead for nothing. Felt are looking completely different.
Honestly,
than all other games.
They've looked... Oh, that's a nice catch, but I don't think it's going to mean anything. The Stonebank, right?
Yep.
Like, I think he's really... I don't know if he's calling the shots or if this is that first win has reinvigorated them. I'd love to know.
Honeymoon phase. That's what we like to call it.
When a new player comes in, they get that honeymoon phase going. Yeah.
See the replay here. And that's the thing, like Scourge is online. Like he doesn't have his, I don't think he has his BKB quite yet, but like when you get that Axe, that's like the big timing to start fighting. But you're going up against, I mean, Timber Saw alone is kind of something to worry about, especially if you're Alk. That hero gets deleted by Timber.
Yep, I mean, he definitely died a few times early on the Timber, but I think you're right. There is a window that he's going to hit where Bristol's going to think the fight's going okay. They're all going to think, oh, this is going okay. And then all of a sudden, one big whirling death, and you're like, oh, we suck now. That's a nice Roche grab, though.
Yep, all that minus armor, 3 sources of it for
Easy.
the cut. Oh, I heard a BKB.
Dear. Oh, dear.
Oh, my. That must have been in the wand slot. Yep, he switches it up.
Yep.
Ouch.
We've all done it. We've all done it.
The good news for them is that the cut don't know he used it.
That's true.
And they're probably just going to wait to get this shard anyway, because that's their best opportunity, as we've talked about all game, to kill the Bristle.
The Puck's about to get the blink.
You know, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not 100. I mean, obviously they have the Sharpshooter to break. We didn't mention that, but that is dispellable. I don't think...
That's for me.
I don't think Phantom Knives is dispellable, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's say 90%.
I mean, naturally, being the Axe Shard ability, the lack of detail is astonishing.
That is true. Up, Coil. Mortimer's kisses are being dodged again as he runs around in a circle, but
not long enough.
Flick.
No.
Solji dies again.
you can.
Get up if you can. Oddly enough, Puck, one of my better heroes. Who would have thunk?
That's a hard hero to master.
Do you know what makes it? When you phase shift, gives you a little time to think. I'm not even kidding. I'll
Good
phase
for
shift
the
and I'll
old
be
man
like,
reflexes.
looking at my items, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh man, the Avalanche actually catches Shaggy.
Does have a DD here. This should be a dead Tony.
Yep. Down goes Wake Me Up as the cut able to get off a couple kills here in their favor as they've now expanded the lead a bit to 4K.
PA shot coming out real soon. A few more camps.
And the BKB is up. I mean, that was one of the big nerfs from this last patch is the cooldown.
Oh yeah. Was it
changing.
15, 16 seconds added onto the cooldown or something like
15, yeah. It went from 75 to 90.
Yeah. Which is a hell of a long time.
Yeah. And I think in the next patch, we're going to see yet another nerf. Probably not to the cooldown, though.
What, maybe to the stats that it gives or something? Or?
No, the stats are not even that good. I don't know. I would
I'm just
say
thinking what else they could nerf.
Well,
it no longer makes you magic immune.
the range right now is 9 to 6, right? It could be 8 to 6 or 8 to 5, maybe.
I mean, they could just say it doesn't have this whole countdown charges thing. It's just a flat 6 seconds. Like it's always 6 seconds from the get-go. But then people might never buy it. So maybe
they would definitely buy it.
6 seconds is really not very long there.
It would be a very big nerf for sure.
It would.
But
I think you'd have to give it some other buff. Either to the stats
plus
or something.
2 stats.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, we have a smoke now from Felt. See if they can catch Shaggy, who's kind of caught out here. Avalanche, and that is enough time to blow him up. And Scourge McDuck potentially going to get focused now, as you can see Stonebank does have his fan of knives as they use it. And look at that damage. That is just the Aegis, though. As Afro Mouge now going to drop to Solji on the outskirts here. Alchemist coming in with that Radiance. Stonebank just trying to poke and prod. You can see the toss back into the fray, and you're going to see a coil now. Looks like that's the death of Solji again. As it looks like they're able to take out Wake Me Up as well, so nice little wraparound here from the cut. And Zor looks to be next on the list. They're not going to stop here. There's a buyback, though, from Tiny. It's a tier 2 tower to TP to Stonebank. Avalanche. Okay, they use the Horsey as Rajix. There's a big fan of knives onto 2, but it's not the Bristleback, so you don't get a value break out of that at all. As it looks like Wake Me Up is going to die back here, so Stonebank has to be careful, looking for a Phantom Strike target. It's going to be the Hoodwink. Gets off the dagger. Another buyback, this time from Timbersaw. They're trying to kite PA, but he'll find cover in the trees.
This Puck is looking.
Yep, he's going to TP out, though, as a sharpshooter. Will not end up hitting. Big fight for the cut as a lot of buybacks come out.
Yeah, I mean, they bought back, what did they buy back on? They bought back on the Puck initially. Came up there to the outpost, I think. That was rough. I think that the Felt probably came out behind in that one.
Yeah, it was essential. It's funny, it was a 5 for 5. No, wait, I gotta do the math here. 5 for 4 trade, technically, I think.
We think.
The buybacks make it a little bit more complicated. We're going to see a smoke now from the cut, and they're going to get the silence immediately on to Shu, I should say, as he will die. Zor, he's going to Timber Chain. A Shackle connects onto a creep, though, and I don't think there's any saving him this time, as the cut starting to pull away a bit.
Yeah, this Alk and this Bristle at the same time now. And that constant chase and catch from the Puck, which is just so painful to play against.
5 rat 4 staff, almost certainly watching this game, just hoping for the cut, or for Felt, I should say, to win. So they can force this 3-way tie, as we're going to see the Shackle actually connect onto Voice Spirit. Doesn't even have a chance to use any spells. And that is a instant deletion of him. Wake Me Up is going to be next as well, as Felt are just dropping like flies. And another beautiful Shackle as Stonebank's forced to pop his BKB, but he's barely doing any damage to Scourge. I mean, he doesn't even have his Deso yet. Really just a lot of the focus for him is his Shard, as he's going to get caught out here, and he dies while blurred, as Shu looks to be next, and this game might actually just be over.
These last 5 minutes or so have just been devastating for Felt. They were genuinely doing all right. There were some trades and everything. Great smoke from the cut. They just turned up with the Aegis, took a fight into another fight, didn't let up. Felt just on their ass at the moment.
Yeah, they're going to get this set of racks in the mid lane. And we'll see how disciplined they want to play. Scourge obviously can't go... I mean, they don't even have the tier 1 tower yet in the bot lane. So it's either thrown or nothing, or maybe fight again. Looks like they'll just reset. Won't know about Roche for another minute and a half.
I mean, that's now put their lead at 13k. Look at the net worth now. Alk and Bristle just spiraling away. The win probability's gone up. Yikes. It's gone up from almost even to about 90% in their favor in like the last 8 minutes. That's just brutal.
Yeah, that fight at the top lane where Felt expended a bunch of buybacks really ended up hurting them. And Rajix, I mean, he's had that Blink Dagger for a while now. Will be going for a Silver Edge for himself to be able to break the PA. And, I mean, that's kind of the story of the game. I think Stonebank has played really good.
Yeah.
But a lot of his damage is from his Fan of Knives,
yeah,
which is on a huge, like, what's the cooldown? It's like 20 seconds or something? A 15-second cooldown.
Right.
So until he gets the Deso, he just doesn't do that much.
It's tough. I mean, I think, you know, we talked about the fact that you need the Battle Fury to farm, and you have to get the BKB so that when they start running at you, you've got something, but there's just no damage. I mean, we saw in that fight, unless he gets on one of the slightly squishier heroes, like if he can get on top of the Puck, the Wendy, if she doesn't have wind run, then you've got a chance to blow someone up. But this Bristle doesn't care, the Alk doesn't care, you're going to be missing. And then Snap is just tanky enough. Very, very tough.
Yeah, and I think a big part of this game for Felt is their position 3 and 2. So the Void Spirit Timbersaw just never really found footing this game. Felt like they were dying quite a bit.
Yeah.
Even though Stonebank was doing really well. But now pretty far behind is Rajix looking for the Concoction Blink. Solji does expend one charge of the Astral Step as the TPs are going to be canceled in this bot lane.
Where is PA? Pushing out top. Yeah.
Yeah, and does have Deso coming.
Okay.
So this is probably the strongest she's going to get before this game ends.
Yeah.
They can take a nice fight here. Could turn it around.
Well, they've spotted her out. I think they're just going to wait next Roche. Get that. If they come to fight you a Roche, so be it. You've got Dream Coil, you've got Snap Ult. It's going to be tough for them to blow you up.
Rajix, he gets off the nice Yules, but he's still coiled. There's a Chakram connects onto 2. Sharpshooter is going to hit somebody on the back line, but again, Solji just dies right away. This coil has been the bane of his existence.
Yeah.
And Shoot getting chased. Concoction into the slappity slap. But the fight is actually continuing on the other side as Aframoosh takes a tumble. Scatterblast is there to try to contain Wake Me Up with that shard applied to that Snapfire. Stonebank comes in with that Deso. You can see the BKB is there though.
But double buyback here. This is it.
Yeah, Mortimer's Kisses, and that is going to be enough magic damage to spell doom for Felt in game number 2. So this will, unless there's some miracle here, I believe GGs are going to come out in just a moment. The cut looks to be evening this up 1-1.
I think they can't think that PA has buyback. I'm kind of surprised they're not just ending.
Yeah, there's no way to know for sure for them, but playing it somewhat safe. They'll get the second racks, but they can see 50 seconds, so they can at least poke and prod at the tier 4s.
They're going to back up?
I mean, Roche is up, so that's probably what they're thinking about. And this kind of puts the nail in the coffin. Obviously, we can see that they potentially could have ended, but
I just thought, you know, if they saw that she just got the Deso, they might have figured she doesn't have the buyback money, but who knows?
And into the pit they go. This is Roche number 2 with the shard.
Shard.
Who gets the shard?
That's Trent always calls it the shared.
Shared.
The shared. Who gets the shared here, Gabe?
I think, was it Scourge that picked it up? I guess so. I don't know if he had Hairball before, but he has it now.
Such a funny spell. Yeah, this Timbersaw has really not been able to survive, and the Void Spirit as well has been really struggling A lot of these fights seem to start with one of those two dying. And
yeah, they will get the initiation this time onto the Wind Ranger. She drops 50 seconds on the deck, but another coil comes out. Stonebank applying so much pressure to this Bristle. That is just the Aegis. They get him pretty fast as a nice crit comes out to take out Jubei. And now the focus is on Scourge as he chases everybody else. The silence now. That's the avalanche toss.
Great
Wake me up. Very nice. As the man-up mode from PA, he's going to get stunned out, though. Gets off that shard just barely. Trying to get a little bit of space between him, but it's just not enough.
I mean, what can they do? Once these heroes pop their BKBs, the PA's just... All she can do is try to jump to a teammate, but then it's like, they're just like, get away from me! Oh, don't bring him over here! You know, and then suddenly you've got Bristle and Alp just tearing after you.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
No.
As you see the replay here. It was a really good counter initiation from Wake Me Up with the Avatos, but at a certain point, it's just not enough.
Just beefy burgers with BKBs running you down.
And I guess they're going to focus on just going for the mega creeps. And again, if the Cut are able to win this series, then chances are very high they stay Div 1. So an extremely important series for them. And as we established at the beginning of the game, not last game, but this game, felt need to win to force a three-way tie. For
you know what this feels like? They won the first game. They should have gone to bed. They decided, let's play one more game of Dota.
Yep.
And now they're paying the ultimate price.
Yeah.
They're losing. And then they're going to say, we can't go to bed on a loss. And they'll play one more.
That's how it goes. Endless cycle. Nope, Solji gets off the Aether Remnant, but the coil again comes in with the Scatter Blast combination and deletes Wake Me Up. But he's going to buy back into the game. Obviously still in their base as Stonebank gets off.
Oh, the disarm.
Phantom Knives. You know, the halberd instantly used from Scourge. As Zor trying to find somebody in the back line. Instead, he's going to take the concoction to the back of the head.
Oh.
And a waning rift to follow up. The BKB from Stonebank.
They're just
you can see the Mortimer's Kiss is just doing so much damage, but Timber will survive. And another Gale Force used. As the chase is now on to Wake Me Up. This is going to be the dieback for him, and PA is dead.
Yeah.
And that should be the end of Game 2. GGs are called. So Game 3 going to be coming up soon as the Cut force it. And again, if they win this game number 3, then they, in all likelihood, will stay Div 1. But this felt like what we were expecting in Game 1.
Yes, this is what you guys said was going to happen.